Now. All right, chat room, we are live. Let us know when you can see and hear us.
Yes. Or if you're there. That works too.
That too. I'm going to go hit the page.
Did you feed the dog?
I will. Let's
okay.
see.
I think she can wait till 6.
So people
Yep,
are asking where they can watch the recording, watching you guys do this.
That's the podcast live stream.
Yep.
Yeah, AIE-guild.org. There's a link right at the top.
Yep.
Woot, okay. We can be seen.
All right.
Evidently, I'm going because Marcus said woot.
Yep. All right. And I tweeted it out. So where are they asking? That's what I want to know.
In guild chat? Where they? I don't know.
Oh no! One of my raid assists forgot I was going to be on the podcast.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
was asking. Oh, by the way, where do they record now? So.
oh, should we put the news about Port Kinney getting promoted?
Didn't we do that last time?
Did we?
I don't remember. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll go ahead and add that.
All right, I am retweeting right now. All right, I have retweeted.
Let me finish this so I don't.
Yeah, finish the thought, and then we'll go live. Last minute technical difficulties.
There we go. Short and sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, so the red shirt was back when Blizzard did their merchandising through what company was it with? It's on your thing.
Yeah, King Entertainment.
Yeah, but it was one of the higher end companies that they did the shirts through.
Yeah.
They don't do them anymore though.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yes. We'll get that added right now, dear.
All right, so Marcus has volunteered to be a red shirt. Got it. Good. Mentioned that in STO News. Greebog has a volunteer.
Different game, darling. Different game.
Understand. All right. Mew? Are we good, Heath?
I'm just adding Marcus's note that he just added. Let's
Okay.
give us. None, and I want unblock.
And Sai, it was DOA that did the raid with you, right?
Yeah, that was my raid team that did it.
Okay. That's what I wanted. I wanted to make sure I got the right raid team.
Oh. Yeah, we had some helpers from Better Late Than Never and a couple other raiders too, but for the most part it was us.
Awesome. All right, Mew, whenever you are ready.
Never ready. All right. 3, 2, 1. On this episode of the AIE Podcast,
The War of the Thorns gets a little prickly.
Mid-year mayhem is massive.
discover STO Discovery.
Are you ready to compete in Queen's Gauntlet and the Festival of the Four Winds?
Max and Sai are here to tell us all about the Summer of Love and AIE.
Yay!
All that and more and much, much more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth.
Yeah, I got the theme wrong, didn't I?
It sounded like the end.
I know. It was the end, so we're good.
Welcome to episode 302 of the podcast celebrating you, the LA Acta-S gaming community, the Die Has Been podcast. This is Mewcow. Greetings, gamers. But to my left is Mikala.
Hey guys, does anybody know how many eggs you need to bake a celebration cake for about 3,000 guildies?
All the eggs in Orgrimmar.
Got it. All right, I'll need you to, farm some of those up for me.
But to the virtual right is Tetsemi.
No catchphrase.
This week, however, we are joined by special guests Max and Sai,
Wow.
who are here to
No, I
talk to us.
spelled it wrong. No, I
Yes.
added
Yes.
I added the K in my notes. Wow.
Yes, I was wondering where that was
No,
coming
really.
from.
I wasn't one of the bridesmaids at her wedding. It's not like he's one of my dearest friends or anything.
No.
No.
Sorry, honey.
I was like, Sky Beauty's coming on? What?
Yeah, I was kind of
No.
confused. It's like someone's being quiet over there, if that's the case. But, well, speaking of which, let's go ahead and see what's been going on with Cyrene. Since we'll go with the guest first, and we'll go to the host afterwards. How about that?
That
What's up,
sounds good.
Cyrene?
Okay. Well, other than trying to play WoW and getting back into SOTOR and maybe, it's been challenging, but the kids are home for the summer, so everybody's just kind of hanging around the house and doing absolutely nothing. So, yeah, and some people that heard I was in the hospital a couple weeks ago found out that I'm diabetic, so yay, no carbs.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just glad
So-
you were feeling better.
Yeah, I am. And then I got out of the hospital, and then I got a cold, so now I'm all stuffy and eating cough drops and Kleenexes and Alka-Seltzer.
You're
It's
eating
horrible.
Kleenexes? That has carbs in it, hon.
Not eating
Fiber.
Kleenexes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just the last couple weeks have been a trip. It's just I can't even go there right now.
Poor thing.
Well, then, what's been going on with you, Max? You've been awfully quiet.
I have not been quiet. I've been all over the place. I've been having fun doing our AIE and all the games podcast, probably since last time I was on here. That sort of started up
Oh yeah, what's that?
and has put me into so that I've been doing it at some weeks. I'm not going to do it this week since I'm on this, and we're starting our Summer of Love.
Yay!
We'll be in all the games regardless. But that has got me installed. I'm looking right here on my install list. I have Star Wars, World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls, Eve, Guild Wars, Star Trek, Final Fantasy, and Lord of the Rings. And I have active characters in all of those at this point.
Nice.
And I'm rotating through all of those. So I even have two of them running right here in the spirit of summer. I've got my mercenary is on the beaches of Rishi, and this is actually on the test server, and he's having fun out there. And my captain is on the beaches of Ryza in Star Trek.
He looks kind
nice.
of like Randy.
This guy,
Yes.
little bit. He's supposed to look a little like me, kinda.
I can see it.
And I don't know. I most of my characters I try to make a little bit like me for whatever reason.
Mine are always short, so it's kind of the same thing.
But those are two beach characters at least, and having a lot of fun just bouncing through all the games, and of course doing all the Star Wars stuff. We had a huge event on Friday that one of our awesome guildies, Marcus, has been organizing. I think we'll probably talk a little bit about what's going to happen next month with that, but that's a monthly event. That was really cool, hunting down Datacrons and Star Wars and a whole bunch of stuff. So it's really cool. And I know we're going to talk about all the games more with Summer of Love, but I'm really looking forward to that this week.
Awesome.
All right, then let's go over to Makala. What have you been up to these last 2 weeks?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Usually shenanigans, rolling dice, because that's what I do. Let's see. Thursday night, I had my D&D game that I do with some of the Tadpole people and also AIE people. Good times. When we had left our game the week prior, we had been taken prisoner by some really... They're yak people, but they're pretty much Taurans, but they're evil. Real evil, not like how the Alliance feel the Horde is evil. And they had taken us prisoner, and we had to do a jailbreak, and that was fun. And my sorcerer had told them, you know what, we're going to burn this place down. And, well, right now, when we left game on Thursday, 5 of the huts were blazing messes, so that was fun.
So you're to blame for Teldrassil. Got it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I imagine a burning hut would burn a while, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And it's a really windy area. So it pretty much is Thunder Bluff, but but the Yak people are evil. Yeah, yeah. So SJ, if anyone knows her, her lovely, very goody paladin may have actually killed 2 people in their sleep.
Oh no.
Well, they did kind of take us prisoner
Yeah, but
and made us
still.
slaves, and
Okay.
you
All
know
right, fair
it was
enough.
not cute. No, Apollos. We killed them all, even the women and children. We haven't yet. We have killed some of the women because they attacked us. The children will probably live. We're not like Anakin. Okay, I might be
Gotcha.
like Anakin.
Little.
And last night we had D&D, which is always a great time. It was a short game, unfortunately, because one of our players was out of town, and we wanted to kind of start the main part of the adventure once he got there. But we had a good time, and one of our she's basically going to be an anti-paladin. We just don't know it yet. She has what's called a boggle, which is a
Right.
being that's made from loneliness and bad memories. So it was actually he's quite delightful though. He's very mischievous. And the game started out by 3 of us rolling natural 1s.
Yeah, that's not good.
2 perception checks and a strength check.
Nope, that's bad.
Yeah. And it kind of just, well, actually, no, the battle was fine. So that's been kind of my normal, kind of the RPG end of the gaming spectrum.
Very cool.
And how about you, Tets? What have you been up to?
I have been up to trying to figure out why they're portraying the Horde as evil. But we'll get into that later. No, I have been going through the pre-patch stuff for 8.0. I did not take all my characters through. If anyone's interested, there is a list I put up on Twitter and in the AIE Discord. I had some conscientious objectors that refuse to even do the content. I have a few that are going through to keep an eye on things, and then I had a few that were like, "Give me that torch, I'll do it myself." So,
What's that Sammy?
he's I'm going through to make sure this doesn't get out of control and doesn't really deviate from what we've been told is the plan. He's the careful watcher, so yeah. But my troll fire mage is got some long seated night elf hostility, so he has no problem with this. And there are a couple other blood elves in there that really don't have a problem with this either. So
Yeah.
Had a friend give me a code for Destiny 2, so I got that loaded up last night or this morning and started poking at that, and that looks really fun. I just wish I'd gotten it sooner than
Right.
right
Right
before the expansion.
Pre-expansion event.
Exactly. But it looks like a very fun game, so it'll be nice to have a side game to fall back on. And then I logged through all my Star Wars tunes yesterday and realized, I'm on the new computer. That was the other thing. That was the other big project. Was I was getting the new computer set up and tested and all that, and so loaded all the games on it, and I realized I had not set up any of my Star Wars profiles, so I had to go through and log in all my tunes and set up the action bars the way I wanted them, the chat window, and find that I hadn't retrieved some of the vehicles from the mail, so I did all that. So that's what I've been up to. Mainly focused on WoW and trying to figure out where they're going with the story. So yeah. Mew, what have you been up to?
Very similar experiences, going through all the pre-patch stuff. Of course, my main being the druid is like, no, nope, see ya, bye.
Yeah.
Not even anywhere near the tree, as far away as the tree as you possibly could be. Other than that, because we'll talk about that a bit more, I've been playing a little bit of Destiny. There's this little kind of little quest line I kind of quietly released last week. I think it was Whisper of the Wind or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
which was a really interesting thing. In order to trigger it, you had to, during one of the public events, you had to kill a certain boss that was over to the side. And if you killed him, then a portal would appear somewhere else. You go into the portal, and then you're kind of dropped into what looks like their version of a Lost Sector, which you'll learn more about this later on. It's kind of like your own personal dungeon that
cool.
you can bring your fire team with. And it's actually, for this one, it's definitely recommended you bring your fire team with. And because, if you can get past the first part is like one of the hardest jumping puzzles they've made in a while.
Gotcha.
And then, which I just went on my own just to kind of explore it and see what, and I didn't even get far enough to figure it out. Like there's no guidance, there's tiny little hints every now and then, but the thing is that there's hints going in the wrong directions too. So
gotcha.
And to be helpful, the game also will put you back to where you were before you died, like the almost the exact spot. So you're like, oh,
right.
I must be in the right place because the game put me down here.
No,
no,
this is where you died.
Yeah, I went back and looked at the video. It's like, nope, I went in the whole wrong direction. And you can go quite a ways on the wrong way. But,
oh, no.
Yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, I probably need to try that again, and with probably some help, because once you actually get to like where the bosses are happening, yeah, you're going to need a lot of help. You're going to need to have a very high, what they call light level, to take all that down.
Gotcha. And
then a little bit of Warframe, which has kind of been like the alternative to Destiny, just free. It's a lot more fast paced, I would say. Very in your face kind of stuff, which is it's almost to its detriment, because it's like everything is in your face, including your character, so you can't really see everything.
Right.
So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, that's most of what I've been doing. Oh, and oddly enough, I started poking at Skyrim again.
Nice.
I never finished it. So,
what do you ever truly finish Skyrim though?
Well, the main story, but that's part of what brought me in is I actually was poking at some of the mods that have been coming out. And I was like, that's an interesting mod. Oh yeah, I have to play the game to experience that mod. Okay, well I guess I should look into it. So
yeah.
I never finished it either, but I would certainly get you into ESO if you got that itch you want to scratch. We got tons of good stuff going on in there lately.
Yeah, I'm there just late night. So
that's right. Yeah, I've seen you in there. Yeah.
I
don't even know who I play with anymore.
Well, you're kind of in all the games, Max.
Yeah. And so is Mio.
Earlier today, I had to do a daily random to get some champion points.
But yeah, and the hang up I have is I play all the games too, but I'm usually doing it like in the AM, the early AM, and there's hardly anyone around, so it's usually just me playing alone with the occasional, hey, you're up too, let's do this thing kind of thing. Which is kind of coming useful for with the WoW pre-patch, is I'm actually getting a lot more guild re-invites, because I'm one of the few ones that's still awake at that late at night.
Right. So good.
So we're definitely seeing an influx of people jumping back into WoW to see what's going on.
And new people. I've approved quite a few guest people into Umami lately, so that's good too.
That's good to hear too.
Yep.
But that's pretty much it. Other than that, and just being hot.
Yeah.
Well, now you're bragging.
Wrong kind of hot. It's definitely the kind of hot. Yeah, you can't see it very well, but I'm definitely just sweating sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's been a fun few weeks in Texas of over 100 every single day, which I know you guys are used to that, but ours is over 100 plus tons of humidity, so you're basically walking through soup.
Plus Texans.
Yeah, too. Yeah, there's a lot of dodging as far as getting around the Texans around here. So things I could tell you.
Hi, Dex.
All right.
But since we've gotten all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start covering this week's news.
AIE News.
In community, streaming and guild podcast news, SWTOR SWTOR Escape Podcast episode 251, Don't Fear the Reaper. That week, or this week actually, AIE SEMA, Max the Gray, and Astromech EPC 251 are joined by a Marcus B814 a guild member and host of the Working Class Nerds podcast.
Ooh.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
I think he's actually fake.
Tour Escape podcast. Yeah, that's imaginary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. We had Marcus on, who talked about these monthly guild events that we're running, which is really cool. So we ran one Friday night, and there'll be another one next month.
There is.
Yep. And the news from the mouth.
Yes.
Max.
And in Nomad's news,
Words are hard.
No Man's Sky has released a major update to the game 4 days ago. So on the Math is Hard, the 25th, several changes to the game have included the ability to play together with 3 of your friends. The game is buy to play, and if you played it before, it's a free update. Otherwise, it's $29.99 on Steam.
And in WoW news, as mentioned earlier, the War of the Thorns has started, and it's looking like the Horde are the bad people, at least right now. And Horde players are not happy with this story so far. So, yeah. Come join in the kvetching. Also, regular Noob Raid resumes October 6th. Normally, the only requirements to join are a max level tune and the willingness to laugh a lot while we die over and over and over again. And we do want to say a huge thank you to Cyrene and the DOA raid team, as well as some members of Better Late Than Never and a couple other raid teams for running the Noobers through Normal and Taurus the past 2 weekends. So
Yeah,
Thank you, Sai.
I was in last weekend in the Antaurus raid. It was so fun. I had never run it before. And these guys, Cyrene and the DOA raid team, are heroes. They are the heroes we need, not the heroes we deserve, et cetera, et cetera. They are running. So these past 2 weekends, last weekend and this weekend, they ran 5 hours a night to run 2-hour segments with giving themselves a little bit of break in between to carry people through this thing.
yeah.
Sai, no wonder you're getting sick.
Quick effort. Yeah.
Holy crud.
So
We did really good though. 2 of the raid segments made it through bosses 6 and 7. We actually made it through Bridge Boss, and 1 segment actually we killed the robots on the second pull. So I was very surprised and very glad that we made it that far, carrying the Noob Raiders.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's Fel Torbjorn is no joke. That one, if you don't have the mechanics down, he'll just one shot you. Just be glad you didn't have Hunts with you though, Sai. For whatever reason, that robot hates Hunts the Wind with a passion. Like, he does that huge beam that comes out and starts going, and it doesn't matter where Hunts could be, like by himself on the other side of the raid or in the middle of the raid with a bunch of other people. Robot immediately points its hand at Hunts and starts killing him.
Is it like Thok and
Yes, it was like Thok and Saisri.
Cersei? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like, got it a couple times. Like, I'm gonna put it here. No, put here. No. Now we're gonna put it in Hunts.
Yeah, exactly. It's he felt picked on.
One other WoW note. There is a little bit of angst around that whole story and how evil the Horde is seeming, especially how evil Sylvanas is seeming.
You almost said
Yes.
Cyrene, didn't you?
Well, we know Cyrene is evil. I mean, that's
There you go.
it's like Sylvanas is reaching Cyrene levels of hilariousness.
I see how it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dark side.
Well, and
Uh-huh.
the unnerving thing about how evil Sylvanas has been is how nice she's being to the players who are doing what she's asking, which is just extra creepy.
Yeah, you're in trouble then.
Yeah.
But I have heard and seen a little bit of guild chat that's getting a little heated around that whole discussion. Feel free to take that to the spoilers. There's a BFA spoilers channel in Discord. That's a great place to get into any of the spoilers, any of that debate on are we the baddies or not?
Yes.
I think we are. That's a great place to take that if it's filling up guild chat too much.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
Well, let's switch now to ESO news. Congratulations, and we're quite sorry to Dan Kinia, who has been promoted to Game Director of ESO.
Yay, Kitty.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yay!
Yay!
Yep, very fitting. Also related, Mid-Year Mayhem is happening right now until August 6th. This event gives bonus rewards and XP for PvP activities. The DLC will be on sale for 75% off for those that do not have it, and there will be bonus rewards for a variety of activities in Hrothgar.
And in Star Trek Online news, Star Trek Online is about to take you onto the world of the latest Star Trek TV series, Star Trek Discovery. This fall on PC and soon after on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, captains will take the first step into continuing journey to 2256 in the height of the Klingon War. For the first time in STO's history, they'll be updating the game in line with current airing series. And here's what to expect from Star Trek Online, The Age of Discovery. For a limited time, research and development packs will be available for captains for 20% off. Sorry, my brain's gone completely blank.
That's okay.
From Thursday, July 26th at 8 a.m. Pacific time to Monday, so tomorrow, July 30th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Both research and development packs and bundles will be discounted.
I don't know exactly what that means, but I guess my captain needs to
Take a look at that, yeah.
Oh, wait, here's my captain. He was
Behind the scenes.
This guy needs to look at it. Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to watch that series.
Yeah, I gotta get caught up. We've got it, so we just haven't sat down and gone through it all. So, yep. All right, and in SWOTOR news, Mandatory Fun Night will be on the pub side this week. Make sure you check into the SWOTOR channel in AIE Discord to find out what the conquest goals for the week are and how you can best hit that goal. Thanks to B. Kavanaugh and Zen and quite a few others that help plot how we're going to hit the conquest goal and where our which planet we're headed for. Also, I think we said congrats before on Twitter, I know, but Max, did you want to talk a little bit about actually conquering a planet for the not first time, but for
sure.
I think for the long time it's been since we conquered a planet.
I'll give you the elevator pitch on that. This was the first time. So there's sort of a little bit of a guild challenge system that's in Star Wars for people that aren't familiar. There's You can pick a target, you can pick a planet to sort of go after. And most of the target is focused around everybody working together to get points by doing different daily activities, like maybe doing some missions or maybe doing some PvP or whatever. And if your guild hits their target, well, then everybody in the guild gets some extra rewards. However, the guild that gets the most points for a particular planet wins that planet. Up until the last week, it's been really hard to do because in the new system, there's only been 3 planets and 100 guilds going after it. We are up to 19 planets available last week is sort of a special kind of week that they throw in the mix. We have some brilliant strategists that are part of the guild right now. So B. Kavanaugh and Sakic and Zen and Jenna, our officer, does a great job in coordinating it all. They decided we're going to go after a planet. We're gonna wait to make sure we get the right planet that we want. We're all going to work together and help each other get a bunch of points. And we won. We won a planet. So we all get the Conqueror of Balmora title because Balmora was the planet that we conquered. We got a little bit of extra rewards. There's some screenshots floating around on there that I think Seema posted on Twitter. That was really cool. So Conquest System is a fun sort of meta game. The spreadsheets and strategy that our team members are putting together are amazing. In fact, B. Kavanaugh is another spreadsheet master to add to the special interest group. That's his conquest spreadsheet is now being used by some of the top conquest guilds across the Star Wars community. For planning. It's brilliant stuff. So really fun, really fun.
And it's good. That's really good. Speaking of special interest groups, thank you to Marcus B. again for the mega event in Star Wars this week. They went after Datacrons and had a lot of fun doing it. Did I hear something about somebody falling off a cliff while doing a Datacron run? I'm sure that happened.
Never not falling off cliffs, especially the Marauders like Marcus.
Yeah. And on Friday, August 24th, so upcoming, they're going to do Mega Episode 3, Revenge of the Huts. So be sure to look at the SOTOR channel for updated news on what that's all going to get involved. Or just contact Marcus B in whichever game you can find him in.
Yes, that one's going to be really fun. It's going to be based in the new Stronghold, which is sort of housing that the housing zone that's being released. My character, which you're looking at right now, is in this Stronghold, and if you look up in the sky, there's a ship up there that's part of the Stronghold. We're going to have a custom PvP arena in this Stronghold, actually 2 of them. And that's what our event's going to be. We're going to have custom hut ball just for our guild members and anyone we invite. Custom matches, able to arrange the decorations how we want and the obstacles how we want, but they're still scoring. They've done a brilliant job. This is going to get released in the next week.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right.
And in Guild Wars 2 news, Mandatory Fun Night is on as usual on Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 9:30 p.m. Eastern, in coordination with the Summer of Love event. The first time in 4 years, Queen's Gauntlet and Festival 4 wins are back. If you missed them the first time or just want to compete and collect fat loots, then you have until August 14th. So check those show notes if you need the exact link.
All right, and on Eve news, it's been a busy summer for Eve. AIEU now has 6 fleet commanders at the Alliance level. One of those FC...
Uncle Tuku.
How do you pronounce Tuk's full name?
Tuku
Tuku, thank you. Is now a coalition level FC, and they have 2 members of the Grohl Lake Council bringing into the numbers of AIEU directors to a body of 3. AIEU is now effectively running the Alliance logistic chain and premier arms dealer for the Alliance. So a few weeks, actually last weekend, Link was in town and gave us some of the highlights of what all they're up to. And God, those guys play nasty.
Yes.
That
Real
is
life
the deal.
PvP. No.
And spreadsheets.
And spreadsheets, yeah.
So, since we're done with the news, let's get back to Max and Cyrene and talk about what's going on with the Summer of Love. We'll kick it off to you guys.
Yeah.
So we just put the, so what's some of the events around the Summer of Love? Because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh my gosh, there's so many events going on. It's crazy, but it's awesome too. It's great that a bunch of our game divisions have pulled together to do this.
Yeah, and Cyrene wrote, just to kick it off, Cyrene wrote up a great post. So we're going to talk through it. We're going to give you some of the background of what's up, but there's an awesome post on the blog, AIE-guild.org, where you can go through and see everything that's going on. And it started Friday. There's more stuff tomorrow. There was the New Braid stuff on Saturday, and it's going through next weekend, so keep an eye out. Why don't I give it a little bit of a history, and then Cyrene, you can start going through some of these events and talk about them, because I think you know more about most of these than I do.
Okay.
But Summer of Love started quite a while ago, and it started as a wraparound week of fun events that wrap around our Remembrance Day. So Remembrance Day, it's sort of being the core of Summer of Love, and Remembrance Day being sort of one of the most sort of important and interesting events of our guild of the year. And this goes back to the origin of the guild, the founding of the guild, maybe 10 years ago. There was a guildie. There was a great guy. His name was Milliways. That was his gamer name. And he was everything that embodied the AIE culture. He helped. He was very helpful and always positive and always out there and just a great all-around guildie and there for you. And he passed away in real life. And this was it hit everyone in the guild very, very hard. And as a result of that, us being a guild at that time and continuing with, hundreds, if not thousands of people involved in and out of AIE, we've lost more people throughout the years. So Remembrance Day was established once per year on August 2nd to remember those people that we've lost in real life. And we do this live in Discord. We talk through it. We all sort of say a few things, say a few words to remember those people. And we have in-game events simultaneously. So we do these special, marches and get together at special points in each of the games where we're participating to focus on this Remembrance Day. And it has a lot of impact on a lot of people. If I've even this past year, I've had new guildies that have joined and just gone and been part of that event for the first time after only being in the guild for a month, and saying, wow, this is something real. This is something different. This is something really important.
And we've also had people join us because they saw us through, marching, walking on Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
We've had people walk along, hey, what's going on? And they hear what's going on. And we'll, it's like it's an unintentional guilt recruiting event. It's odd. And also something else that kind of makes it even more bittersweet is Ralph's birthday would have been on the 1st.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like our Remembrance Day for a guildie that we lost so early in our history also happens to be so close to another very important guildie and member of our community that we lost in the last year or a year ago.
Yeah, relatively recently. One of the founders of our guild that all of us, so many of us knew personally, which was Ralph.
Right. So again, talk about the spirit. Basically, two people that very much embody the spirit of the guild, and it's a really beautiful event, and the whole build up around it is amazing.
But in that spirit, so I'll talk about what we're doing on that day. But in that spirit, then we take the whole rest of the week and we wrap a whole bunch of really fun guild events that have expanded across every game that we play pretty much. But those are starting now through next weekend, and they all sort of center around that Thursday. So that Thursday event, Remembrance Day, will be in all the games. It's going to start. It's actually going to start in some of the games early and go late in some of the games. But the main event in Discord is around 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That's when we're going to sort of get together and start assembling. 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. I'll speak in Central Time because that's the actual time zone that matters. That's at 9 p.m. Central. That's when we'll kick it off in Discord. We'll talk for maybe 20 minutes or so. We'll pass the mic around a little bit. And then out of that, we'll have the main Remembrance Walk in World of Warcraft. We'll all be in Star Wars in the Jurin Mountains. And then I believe in Lotro and a few of the other games, they're going to be in their locations as well. I will be logged into at least 2, if not 3 of our games for the event. It will be streamed as well and recorded, and to make sure that people can catch it afterwards. But it'll go through that whole march from that remembrance point in World of Warcraft all the way into Orgrimmar and finish off with some fireworks.
The Shrine of the Fallen Warrior.
Yep.
So that's Thursday. But yeah, so what did we have? We had Friday, and then you had your new thing on Saturday, Cyrene. What else is on the agenda?
Well, to kick off Summer of Love on Monday, we have Alanya and Nevermore doing a hide and forsaken laser tag in WoW. And I got I know some people have been asking in Discord, what does that mean? Because it sounds awesome. So I talked to Alanya, and he says it'll be like hide and seek using the jewel crafted laser beams, trinket toy things.
Yep.
And if we get a lot of people, then we're going to split into multiple raid teams to try and shoot each other around the inner circle of Undercity.
Yep.
So, a huge laser tag event with the jewel crafting items. So that sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to totally be there for that.
Yeah, I made all those items for Nevermore. So she's like, "Here, take this," and I'm like, "Okay, here's like 20 emails because none of these stack. So here's all the items back." I'm like, "Oh God, yeah."
It was good. Fun. So you did make them? You made them already?
Wow.
That's a huge part of this week too. We've got guildies that have been like constructing things and creating events and all of this kind of thing for weeks now leading up to this. So Yeah,
Yep.
I love those little laser things in
Yeah.
They're so much fun to play with.
They are.
And then you shoot them at a boss, and then you accidentally like auto shoot the boss.
Yeah, whoops.
It's like us
Yeah.
throwing snowballs in Star Wars. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
One heck of a
So-
raid pool.
We mentioned earlier, Guild Wars 2 is holding their Remembrance Day early on Monday, so they're going to be doing that Monday night as well. So that's the schedule for Monday. On Tuesday, and Blizzard must have read our minds or something, because their micro holiday of the Tavern Crawl is Tuesday night. And I mean, come on, you just kind of have to fit that into Summer of Love. I mean, who doesn't want to go to all the different taverns and drink a ton of beer? And
That sounds appropriate.
Exactly.
so
That-
we're gonna meet in Dalaran at 9:00 Eastern, and kind of get everybody together as a group, and then we're gonna start at 9:30. So there's a Wowhead link that'll be in the show notes that shows a guide for the micro holiday, but you can pick up some crazy hats. There's a lot of drinks that are only available during the event. Obviously, there's coffee if you don't want the blurred vision going on.
Right. Mhm.
But basically, there's this mage, and they kind of just randomly port you around to all the different taverns around the game. So you just kind of randomly end up in some tavern and buy some drinks and stuff. So
Cool.
we're gonna do that, and then Max, SOTOR is doing a special edition mandatory fun night. So I'll let Max talk about that.
Yeah, so we are going to co-opt our usual Tuesday night mandatory fun night and do some extra fun stuff. I don't think we have it completely worked out yet because we were doing some brainstorming, doing some polling. I think we're going to do a couple sort of bigger fun things dovetail off of what we started on Friday, and get the guild going. But now with your pub crawl going on, I think I'm going to have to pass out the chilled Corellian cocktails and whatnot to make sure that we've got our own Star Wars pub crawl happening as well.
Very
That
cool.
sounds like fun.
Perfect.
So Wednesday.
What you doing Wednesday, Si?
I don't know if you know, but you may have heard. I started a video podcast via live streaming on Twitch, called Si's Fireside Chat, and so basically, it's kind of like the Jerry Seinfeld comedians in cars getting coffee,
Mhm.
where I go and we interview guild members in different game divisions, but it's not like a strict interview process. We just kind of like chill out, hang out, goof around, just kind of chat, talk, get to know people. And so a couple of changes are going to be happening after this week. We're changing the name, so it's going to be Gaming with Guildies.
Nice.
And
Very nice.
I picked up an official co-host with Accuzod coming back.
Oh.
So Zod's going to be co-hosting with me. I don't know if he'll be there Wednesday, but that's what we're on schedule for. And to make it easier for some of our guild members and community members and members who are not in the United States,
Mhm.
we're actually going to be moving the show to a weekend time slot.
Perfect.
So that we can get, fit more people's schedule. So we're going to work out those details and get everything going. But for Summer of Love, we're having a special edition, and we're actually going to be doing it in Eve. So I don't know how much you guys know that I don't like Eve. So this is going to be
Right.
hilarious, is all I can tell you.
So this is my Eve pilot, Max. All my characters are named Max, so that's not a surprise. If those guys can't do it for some reason, Cyrene, I will get my pilot out there, and we can go talk about Eve. Are you
Well-
down in Nullsec where
No.
our latest base is?
I had to roll a new pilot character person, and I made it through the training session and into the, hey, you're out of training now. Here's your new ship because you died, and here's your hangar, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So are we gonna come up to HiSec and come hang with you there? I guess we'll have to figure it out. We'll see.
I don't know.
Or you
The
can.
last I heard, Link and Argus and the other third name escapes me.
Tuku? Is Tuku coming?
But they had some crazy thing planned, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But with all of them in there, it should be very, very entertaining. That's all I have to say.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah. So we already talked about Thursday.
Yep.
So Friday we have stuff going on. Do you want to talk about some of that stuff? I don't.
Sure.
Okay.
So Friday is Star Trek. So Star Trek is going to do their remembrance flight on Friday. So as you heard, there's a couple of the games that are spreading their remembrance event out. One of the things is we're in all the games, and everybody's in all the games. So this is going to give a couple of those games an opportunity to have their event on a somewhat separate night. Greybog is he must have some interesting plan. I'm gonna have to see if I can alarm clock this one. It's gonna be at 1 a.m. Eastern. So that's
So midnight for you.
Late evening Thursday, early morning Friday, 1 a.m. For that remembrance flight. And I think it's going to be focused in an area of the Star Trek universe that's specific to that kind of event. And then two sort of MFN events. Definitely want to check out both of these if you can. Maybe they're going to overlap a little bit, but that's okay. ESO is going to have which is their MFN night, their mandatory fun night, is Friday, and Final Fantasy as well. I'm really excited about Dan Kinia, about Kini taking over ESO. We mentioned that in the news. She is not, just so no one freaks out, she is still going to be leading New Braid. That's starting up in the beginning of October. They always take a little bit of time off for the new expansion to hit and everybody to level up and experience the content. She is going nowhere in terms of New Braid. However, I was a placeholder director for ESO and decided that, hey, Dan Kinia, in addition to being awesome, is also playing a lot of ESO and hosting a lot of our mandatory fun nights, and just an incredible leader across our guild. So I'm sure between her and Duris, I believe, they are going to have something awesome planned for that mandatory fun night. And then Abavan is going to be unleashing some awesomeness with the tiny little people dressed in hilarious outfits in Final Fantasy.
I call it Lalafels.
Lalafels. And, yeah. So I my Final Fantasy character, my Black Mage is all ready to go. So hopefully I can bounce between both of those and check in and see what's up.
Awesome. So, that's kind of all day Friday. So Saturday, the fun just keeps continuing. With some of our WoW officers hosting Coop. So there is going to be Coop. It was not listed on the schedule events on the blog podcast
I wonder
website.
why.
So it's getting added. So we do have some of our officers. Grim can't make it because he has other plans, and so some of our officers are taking over. And this is the note I got, so please do not blame the messenger, okay? Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is server time, we will retaliate and invade the Eastern Kingdoms. No mercy or quarter will be given. The Alliance must pay. We will meet in Elwyn Forest before the gates of Stormwind and raise whatever stands in our way at 8 p.m. Just a reminder that war mode must be turned off to avoid phasing issues. Also, to lay ruin to Stormwind, we must be dressed in our best. So they want us to visit the Transmogrifier and have our armor look as close to AIE's red and gold, and put on your guild tabard. And if you haven't bought it, you can buy the Cloak of Coordination from the vendors in Orgrimmar, and basically it puts the guild symbol on the cloak on your back. So it'll be a red cloak with our guild logo on it. So they want us to really show AIE pride when we Stormwind.
That's interesting. I thought I heard you say war mode has to be off.
It does.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And can we still Can we still attack the city leaders with war mode off?
Oh yeah, no.
It forces it.
Regardless of what you have, you get forced into PvP as soon as you enter the alliance cities.
Got it.
So that's not a problem. The one thing that's the wild card in all this is we don't know what content Blizzard is going to release this Tuesday and whether there'll still be a world tree to take over. I think there's some bronze dragons that can revert back if you're phased into where it's already happened. So just be patient with the team and follow instructions when they figure that all out.
Regardless, bring kindling and firewood. Who knows? You know, maybe we've got
Fireworks.
some stuff that we want to just light on
few
fire
torches.
for a reason. And yes, we are the baddies.
Clearly, by this announcement, yes.
Yeah.
Lotro. I can talk about that one.
Awesome.
So,
Go for it.
I got a dwarf in Lotro. I did a little bit of streaming in Lotro last week, I think. So if you look on the Twitch AIE Guild Twitch channel, you can see all the games streamed from last week, which was in Lotro. I mostly hung out and played my instruments. I played a bunch of custom songs. There's a awesome music system in Lotro where you can play real music. You upload MIDI files, sort of, and you play them on your instruments. Anyway, we're not going to be playing music, although maybe we should. I believe Malung, one of our guildies there, is hosting a special event, which is a skirmish party. So skirmishes, I think you have to be around level 20 or above. And skirmishes are sort of like small instance content that you can get small groups together and go off and do. So that's going to be 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern in Lotro, which will be really cool. And then I'll talk about the next one too, because this is where I am right now. Let me switch over.
You have a long day.
Star Trek Evening of Fun at Ryza. So this is where my captain is right now. He is on the beaches of Ryza, which is a resort beach area in the Star Trek online universe. And there's been running this whole past month a bunch of dailies that you can come here and do on the beach. You can fly around with your little jetpack and do surfboard racing. In fact, I have a surfboard. I've got a jetpack. I've got a surfboard. And if you do enough of the dailies per day, this spaceship that's flying in the sky, you actually get that spaceship to fly around.
Oh, nice.
But we're gonna come here. Let me shut off my jetpack and I'll get on my surfboard so you can see. There, I see, got my cool surfboard. We are gonna come here on Ryza and do some fun of some of these fun dailies and stuff on Ryza, and get some of the rewards, or just hang out and have fun on the beach, which will be really cool. That's Star Trek.
So, I heard there possibly might be a few prizes giving away too.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out, but it's a possibility. So I'm just saying.
So we've got some hardcore Star Trek players, which is Greybog, and I know Dent and Smoke, who are a couple of our Star Wars guildies as well. I'm sure they'll be there among others. It's a fun game, and it's very free as well. So if you're looking to just download it, jump in, create a captain real quick, you can probably get here. I think you can get here within like 20 minutes of downloading and playing. So
Sweet.
there you go.
Very nice.
So what's going on Sunday?
Well, as if the whole rest of the week wasn't enough, we have more stuff going on Sunday. So in WoW, Gusty Tail, or you might know her as Kuchiku, is doing one of her infamous giveaways with pet adoption and mod giveaway at 4 p.m. Eastern Time in Undercity. So she figures before it's gone, we better check it out and hang out at the city while we can. So she gets donations from guild members all the time. She's got tons of pets. She really likes helping out the guild members get pets that they don't have. There's some rare ones in there. And then she also collects mod gear, like green level items that you may or may not have picked up questing. So a lot of people do trades, so they might trade some gear, trade somebody else for some different gear or something like that. So she's doing that 4 o'clock Eastern on Sunday.
In the Undercity. Hope the
In the
Undercity is going to be
Undercity.
around in a few weeks too. I only know Gusty half as much as I wish I did, but I hear she is awesome, and I really appreciate her doing that, putting that event together. I know we've got a lot of people that are into the pet battles, and I think I need to get into it a little bit more. I just got a couple new pets today. I was looking at some of those rep vendors on the whatever the spaceship is over
The Vindicar.
the Vindicar. I picked up a couple pets up there for whatever reason. I don't know. They were just there, so I bought them and have them.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I was questing on my baby Nightborn. I finally got my baby Nightborn to 110, so I got the heirloom gear, which by the way looks super awesome. Okay, but I was questing in Stranglethorn Vale, and where all the pirates and everything and the goblins and stuff are with the venture company, and I got the macaw, the high cast macaw dropped for me, and I was
Really?
like,
Wow.
holy crap, I was super stoked I got that.
That's cool.
So that was like super crazy.
And then to wrap it up, the sort of looks like so far the last on our list, but that doesn't mean that more couldn't be added later. Lotro was going to have one more event, and it's going to be called the Bjorn to Have Fun event from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So Bjorning are, if you remember Bjorn from the Lord of the Rings, he's the guy that would turn into a bear. That's now a playable race kind of character in Lord of the Rings. So if you have Lord of the Rings, I think you may need to have unlocked the Bjorning race to be able to do that. It might not come with the base free-to-play game. So you have to check that out. But everybody who can, we're going to be rolling brand new Bjornings to run around. You have to run through the quick 5-minute intro, but then we're going to be able to take our low-level Bjornings and run as far as we can. And some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yep.
Yeah. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on with all the different game divisions. And again, it's super awesome that all the game divisions come together like this to plan out a week filled with events for the whole community. If you are on our blog site, or if you've connected to our Google Calendar, all of the events, I think except for Coop, because that was just added, are on that calendar, and notifications are set up. So if you don't know anything about that, go to our blog. There's a link there to go to the Google Calendar off of our wiki. You connect to it, and raid teams from all the different game divisions, meetings, events, mandatory fun nights, all of that stuff is on the calendar, and you can get it synced right to your phone or device, so you can always tell when something is going on in game. So definitely, if you don't have that, that's something to try there. So just wanted to point that out.
Yes.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
There's been some great work done on it as well.
And it's color coded, which should make Tets happy.
It does.
Except for he's colorblind. I mean,
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
love you.
Well, but it's organized, so that
It is
counts.
very
It's
organized.
organized. That's the important thing.
That's easier thing to deal with.
Any other last little bits, last thoughts?
I think that's about it. If you
Awesome.
join what you can, be there when you can. There's going to be a ton of streaming going on
Yes.
throughout the week, I'm sure.
Yep.
Check first off, check Discord. Our creators channel at a minimum is going to have a ton of them listed. Second, and for everybody that's not already sort of subscribed, following, or whatever, the AIE Guild official channel on Twitch. Do it. Be there. Help support that channel as a cool place for us to sort of be distributing content and showing the world what AIE is all about. That's where we're going to be hosting a bunch of. We're going to be broadcasting live from there and hosting other people's streams through that all week as well. So
Awesome.
Yep.
good place
Yep,
to go.
I'll be live streaming all of the events that I'll be in, which will probably be all of the WoW events and as much of SOTOR as I can anyway. But
Yep, and I'll be doing some too. And
we have a lot of people that are streaming stuff. Kenny streams stuff all the time.
She does.
So definitely check out the guild stream. It's super awesome.
Yeah, excellent.
All right. Well, then that's been a show. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to definitely thank Max and Cyrene for joining us. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure, as always.
It's always fun to see the different backgrounds that Max shows up in when he does this. Now we're going to go to the screen.
Yep.
This is Coruscant behind me right now.
Yeah.
And Max, are there any streams after the show tonight? What's going on?
Not
there?
tonight.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to.
Yeah, with all of the awesomeness that we're about to have. And,
You need to rest up.
Get some sleep.
Save my strength. Save my bandwidth bits. I gotta bank them so I can use them all this week. We'll be good to go.
So, is there anything that you two would like to plug before we let you go? We'll start with Max. Where can we find you on Twitter?
I think I've been plugging all night. So at Max the Gray on Twitter. And just the AIE Guild Twitch channel, our website, which is our blog. Our new Facebook page is ramping up. Not new. Our old Facebook page is now getting new content on it. There's a bunch of the WoW raid teams hosted on there. All of those ways that guildies can now go find stuff. Get out there, participate in those channels. I think that's a good way to engage in the guild when you're not in game.
Definitely.
Yep.
And how about you, Cyrene? Where can we find you?
Easiest place to find me is to ping me on Twitter at CyreneAIE. Also, you can find me live streaming random stuff on Twitch at Twitch TV at Cyrene. So Cyrene is my Twitch line. And then, of course, you can find me in the new show that we're doing, Gaming with Guildies. And I just want to give a shout out to, if you don't mind, to my niece who did my artwork, my picture
lovely.
on there. So she did a really awesome job with that. And so I'm really happy for her for doing that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's very awesome.
Yep.
Very nice. And if you have questions or comments for our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org, or you can follow us at Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Mew is at The Mew Cow. I am at Cyberwave. And Tet is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us at our website, aie-guild.org. Look for the podcast live stream and our Discord server for chat, which is bit.ly AIE Podcast Discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit the website keyswithsoul.com.
And now it's time to play all of the great AIE member segments we received this week, including overly dramatic news from Hunts the Wind.
And we are working on scheduling our next guest now. Could be Eve, could be Lord of the Rings. So until we see you then, AIE, this is Mew Cow.
This is Makala.
This is Tetsemi.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Woo!
Right. While we gather show titles, I can actually do this. There we go. All right, so Marcus has one. Says it's getting toasty with the summer of love.
Yeah,
nice,
getting toasty
nice play.
because I just realized it's 90 degrees in here. That's why I
Oh,
feel
jeez.
this.
Oh my god, that's miserable.
Yeah.
Didn't you move the portable AC unit into that room, or does
It's
Jen
in the
have
main. Yeah, she has it right now. So.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Time for an ice bath.
it? Exactly.
So Tet and Mew, just a programming note.
Oh.
I actually have a con in 2 weeks, so I don't know if you guys want to 2-man it, if we want to move it a week out.
We'll figure it out.
What do with it? I figure once we decide once we figure out who's gonna come on, we'll figure it out from there.
Yep.
Yeah, Nevermore and I are doing a Maricopa Con, which is a small gaming convention that weekend.
Awesome.
Sounds like so much fun. You did a Phoenix Comic Con too, didn't you?
We did.
That's the big show.
Yeah.
That is our big show.
Nice.
Yeah. That's where I get hobbled for a week afterwards because my feet hurt so much.
Exactly.
Gosh. We're having we have a museum here locally in my town that is nothing but they call it the Hall of Heroes, and it's all comic book stuff. And I mean it's big, and the guy even has the Shelby that Iron Man landed on in the movie.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So he's doing last year he started his own Comic-Con in town, and then I guess this year it's going to be bigger and better, and it's in September, so we're thinking about going.
Wait, you should.
But like last year Dean Cain came, and this year the comic book guy from Big Bang Theory is supposed to be one of the guests, so
Cool.
Nice.
we'll see how it plays out this year, but it seems like it's been pretty good.
That's cool.
I know. It's like I don't have to go anywhere. It's like right there, and I'm like, this sounds like it's going to be awesome. So
Yeah. So let's help
I
us
don't know.
be able to grow year after year too. Would be neat to do.
yeah. So I hope so. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm thinking of taking Kata and going over there this year and just
totally.
scoping it out and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I think if you guys are okay with it, Marcus's show title, "It's Getting Toasty with the Summer of Love," sounds
Looks
like a
good.
winner.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I add a tagline? Bring the marshmallows.
Sure,
Sure.
we can definitely put that in there. All right, thank you, chat room,
Thank
as
you
always,
guys
for
so much.
joining us. We appreciate it.
And thank you, Cy and Max, for coming as well and chatting about all things Summer of Love.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good rundown.